Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing a mini deep dive on something pretty specific.
Yeah, a lot of folks have been asking about this one.
Exactly. And we always want to give you the info you need to make those smart decisions when it comes to tech and, your business.
For sure. And on that note, don't forget to check out theperfectdeveloper.com.
Oh, yeah, they're the real deal when it comes to finding the best developers for any project.
Absolutely. They've got this awesome 5 questions tool, too.
I've heard about that. Is it really like a game changer?
Honestly, it is. It takes all the guesswork out of hiring, so yeah, definitely give it a try.
Okay, so let's get into it. Today we're talking all about Telegram API developers.
Right. So think bots, integrations, custom Telegram solutions, all that good stuff.
So like a quick start guide to finding the right developer for that kind of project.
Exactly. We're going to break it down in just a few minutes, give you the essentials you need.
Perfect. I'm ready.
All right, let's jump in. So, first things first. What exactly is a Telegram API developer?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. I mean, we all know Telegram, right?
Right, but it's more than just messaging, you know?
It's a platform with a ton of potential.
Exactly, and that's where these developers come in. They unlock that potential.
So they're the ones building those custom bots we see.
Yeah, like the ones handling customer service, marketing automation, all that.
So not your average software developer.
Definitely not. These are Telegram specialists. They
Yeah.
get Telegram's architecture, the guidelines, how to use its unique features.
Okay, got it. So
Right.
say I'm ready to hire one. What skills should I be looking for?
All right, so programming languages. Python is huge for Telegram development.
Makes sense. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, you'll also see JavaScript and PHP quite a bit.
But it's more than just knowing the language.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's understanding how to use it within Telegram's ecosystem.
So experience with REST APIs and chatbots is key.
Absolutely. Those are must-haves.
Can you break those down a bit more?
Sure. So REST APIs are like bridges letting your bot talk to other systems.
Like databases or payment gateways?
Exactly. And chatbots, well, the more sophisticated the experience, the better. What does sophisticated chatbot experience look like?
Think natural language processing, AI-powered chatbot development, that kind of thing, especially if you need a bot that can handle complex conversations.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now the big question everyone's thinking about: budget.
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question.
How much should I expect to pay a Telegram API developer?
Honestly, it varies. You'll find developers at different price points. It all depends on experience, location, specific skills.
So no easy answer there.
No, but here's the thing. Finding the right developer can actually save you money in the long run.
How so?
Less time fixing errors, less rework, you know?
Okay, that makes sense. And I guess that's where the perfectdeveloper.com comes in.
Exactly. They have this huge database of pre-vetted talent from all over the world.
So I could find someone within my budget no matter what it is.
Pretty much. They make it super easy to find the perfect fit.
That sounds awesome. All right, so let's say I've got my budget figured out. How do I know which hiring model is best? Full-time, part-time, in-house, outsource?
Well, it really depends on your goals for this project.
Like, what are some of the questions I should be asking myself?
Okay, think about this. Do you have ongoing Telegram projects, or is it just this one thing?
Okay, and what else?
What's your budget? How much control do you need over the development process?
So once I answer those, I can figure out the best strategy.
Exactly. Each model has its own pros and cons, you know?
Give me an example.
Sure. So full-time in-house developers give you lots of control and easy communication.
But they're probably expensive.
Exactly. Now, outsourcing can be cheaper, and you get access to a global talent pool.
But maybe more work on my end to manage things.
Potentially, communication and project management can be a bit trickier.
Got it. So it's all about finding the right balance.
Exactly.
Okay, so say I've done that. I figured out my ideal hiring model. Where do I even start looking for these developers?
Good question. You've got options, freelancing platforms, professional networks,
Any other places?
tech communities, even agencies that specialize in Telegram development.
So lots of choices.
Yeah, but if you want something simple and hassle-free, I'd recommend theperfectdeveloper.com.
They keep coming up. What makes them so special?
Their platform is AI-powered, so it matches you with pre-vetted developers.
And they have the exact skills and experience I need.
Yep, that's the idea. No more scrolling through endless profiles or bad applications.
That sounds pretty amazing, actually. You mentioned their vetting process a few times. What makes it different?
It's more than just looking at resumes. They go deeper, assess technical skills, soft skills, even do background checks.
Wow. So I know I'm getting someone reliable.
Exactly, someone who can really perform well on your team.
Okay, so less stress during the hiring process. That's a huge plus.
Mm.
So let's say I found a few promising candidates. What should I look for in their portfolio to know if they're the real deal?
Look for projects similar to yours. Have they built bots that integrate with other platforms?
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
What about complex features?
Yes, definitely. Look for things like payment processing, real-time notifications.
Those are good signs. They can handle the challenges of my project.
Exactly. And don't forget to check for client testimonials. Social proof is huge.
Makes sense. All right, any other tips for the interview process? How can I really know if a developer is the right fit?
Don't be afraid to ask about more than just technical stuff.
Like what?
Ask about problem solving, how they handle tight deadlines, their communication style.
So it's not just about coding skills.
Nope. You're bringing someone onto your team, even if it's remotely.
For cultural fit and communication are important too.
Absolutely. And here's a pro tip. Give them a small test project.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like a real-world scenario related to my project.
Exactly. You'll see how they approach it, how they think.
Great advice.
Uh,
All right, we've covered a lot, finding a developer, evaluating skills, the interview process.
hmm.
But how do I make sure the project runs smoothly once I've hired someone?
Great question. This is important whether it's a freelancer remote team or in-house developer.
So what's the key?
Clear communication. Make sure you have clear expectations, define milestones, and check in regularly.
So set everyone up for success right from the start.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of good tools.
Like what?
Project management, software communication platforms. They can be lifesavers, especially for remote teams.
Makes sense. This has been incredibly helpful. So for our listeners who might be feeling a little overwhelmed with all this information,
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
if they want a simple way to find the perfect Telegram API developer, what's the best thing to do?
Head straight to theperfectdeveloper.com and try their 5 questions tool.
That sounds like a great option. Why is that the best first step?
It's like having your own personal tech talent scout. You answer 5 quick questions about your project.
Like my budget timeline, the specific skills I need.
Exactly. Their AI does the rest, matches you with developers who are a good fit.
No more endless scrolling through profiles.
Exactly. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
That's what we all want, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Streamlining the process, making things easier.
And that's what the deep dive is all about, giving you the information you need.
Exactly. Helping you cut through all the noise.
Exactly. So before we wrap things up, let's do a quick recap.
Sounds good.
Today we talked about what a Telegram API developer does,
The skills to look for.
how to navigate the hiring process.
And we debunked that myth that hiring a developer has to be a headache.
Right, with the right approach and the right resources, it can be easy.
Couldn't agree more.
And speaking of resources, we have to mention theperfectdeveloper.com again.
It's such a valuable tool.
Their AI-powered platform, the vetting process, the 5 questions tool, they can save you so much time and stress.
Absolutely. So if you're ready to find the perfect Telegram API developer for your next project, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try the 5 questions tool today.
You won't regret it. Thanks for joining us for this mini deep dive on Telegram API developers.
We'll catch you in the next one. It really is. And you know what else is cool about theperfectdeveloper.com?
What's that?
Their 4-step verification process.
Oh, yeah. I've heard they're really serious about quality.
They are. It's not just about finding a developer. It's about finding the right developer, someone you can trust.
Someone who can actually deliver.
Exactly. And that's what that verification process is all about. So you can have confidence knowing you're getting the best.
I like that. Okay, so let's fast forward a bit.
Mhm.
I've checked out theperfectdeveloper.com. I've found a few candidates that seem promising. What should I be looking for in their portfolio to know if they're the real deal?
Good question. Look for projects that are similar to what you have in mind.
Okay, so if I want a bot that integrates with, say, a payment gateway,
Exactly. Look for someone who's done that before.
what about complex features? Are there certain things that signal a higher skill level?
Yeah, definitely. Look for things like payment processing, real-time notifications. Those are good indicators.
So if they've tackled those kinds of challenges before, they can probably handle mine?
Most likely. And don't forget to check for client testimonials.
Oh, yeah. Social proof is so important.
It really is. It gives you a sense of how they work, how satisfied their clients are.
Okay, that's great advice. Now, any tips for the interview process itself? How can I really gauge if a developer is the right fit beyond just their technical skills?
Yeah, this is key. Don't be afraid to dig a little deeper. Go beyond the technical stuff.
So what kind of questions should I be asking?
Ask about their problem-solving approach, how they handle tight deadlines, their communication style.
Because at the end of the day, it's about more than just coding, right?
Exactly. You're bringing someone onto your team, even if it's just remotely.
So cultural fit communication skills, those are all super important too.
Absolutely. And here's a pro tip for you. You consider giving them a small test project.
Oh, interesting. Like a mini project related to what I need done.
Exactly. It's a great way to see how they think, how they approach a real-world scenario.
That's a really good idea. Okay, so we've talked about finding developers, evaluating their skills, the interview process. Now, what about once I've actually hired someone? How do I make sure the project runs smoothly?
That's a great question. And this is important no matter what hiring model you've chosen. Freelancer, remote team, in-house developer, it all comes down to communication.
So make sure everything is crystal clear from the get-go.
Exactly. Establish clear expectations, define milestones, have regular check-ins.
So everyone is on the same page and knows what's happening.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of good tools.
Oh yeah, like project management software.
Exactly. And communication platforms, those can be lifesavers, especially when working with remote teams.
Right, because keeping everyone in the loop is so important.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think we've covered pretty much everything.
We have, and this has been super helpful. I think a lot of people listening are going to get a lot out of this.
I hope so. It's all about empowering you to make the best decisions for your business.
And sometimes that means getting a little help right.
Absolutely. Which is why we keep talking about the perfectdeveloper.com.
They really do seem like the go-to resource for finding top tech talent.
They are. And you know, their 5 questions tool is perfect for this kind of thing.
Remind us again how that works.
Sure. So you answer 5 quick questions about your project, budget, timeline, the skills you need.
And then what?
Their AI takes over and matches you with developers who fit the bill.
So simple.
Right. It takes all guesswork out of hiring.
And saves a ton of time.
Exactly. Speaking of saving time, let's wrap things up here.
Sounds good. Any final thoughts before we go?
Just this. If you're serious about finding the perfect Telegram API developer, theperfectdeveloper.com is the place to start.
Couldn't agree more. Right. Thanks for joining us for this mini deep dive on Telegram API developers, it sounds like it. And then their AI matches me with the right developers.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. No more wasting time, sifting through applications that aren't even a good fit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, we've talked about what a Telegram API developer does, the skills to look for how to navigate the hiring process, and of course, theperfectdeveloper.com and their 5 questions tool.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have. But it's all valuable information for anyone looking to hire a Telegram API developer.
Absolutely. Whether you're building a bot for customer service or marketing automation or something completely different.
Right. There are so many possibilities with Telegram.
And finding the right developer is key to unlocking that potential.
Exactly. So to wrap things up, I just want to say a huge thank you to theperfectdeveloper.com for sponsoring this mini deep dive.
They're an amazing resource for anyone in the tech space.
They really are.
Yeah.
And for our listeners, if you're ready to take your Telegram game to the next level, be sure to check out theperfectdeveloper.com and try their 5 questions tool.
It's the easiest way to find the perfect developer for your project.
It really is. So that's it for this mini deep dive on Telegram API developers. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the world of tech.
See you then.